Hi, and welcome to Keep Smiling with Larry Rifkin. I'm Larry Rifkin. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. Today we're going to talk about manifesting the life that we desire. And one of the best ways that I can share this information with you is to share some of my personal stories and of my philosophies and what I believe. I've been doing this for a long time and I've been life coaching for a long time, and people come up to me and say, is your life really that good? Are you really that happy? Do you have no problems? Well, I'm here to tell you that I do, just like everybody else. There's no such thing as a life without challenges. Challenges is what makes our life what it is. It's what allows us to grow. I feel the difference is how we deal with these challenges and how we look at them. As people say to me, Larry, your life is, you are always so happy and you're always smiling. Yes, I am. I do try to always smile. I work hard at that. And I believe that it's my philosophy on how I look at things and how I choose to see things. The first thing I want to talk about is happiness. There are a couple of really important points that I have come to terms with and that I'd like to share with you. Number one, we can never put our happiness on hold for anything. How many times have we said, I'll be happy as soon as I get that new job? I'll be happy as soon as I find the right person to date or I find the right person to marry. I'll be happy when I get the new house. I'll be happy when, I'll be happy when, I'll be happy when. I'm here to tell you that happiness doesn't come from outside experiences and outside material things. Happiness starts and comes from within. I have a saying that has been in my family for a long, long time. Keep smiling. I have closed business letters with that for 3 decades. That line was something that I learned and was a gift to me from my father. On my parents' gravestone, it says, keep smiling on it, because that was our philosophy. If you can take whatever's going on outside and smile and feel good about ourselves, it starts a ripple effect. And as a law of attraction practitioner, I believe that what we put out there, we get back. That's the bottom line rule of the law of attraction, is that like attracts like. So if I can put out energy and happiness and keep myself smiling and happy, and I can raise my vibrational frequency and I put that out to the universe, that's what comes back to me. Is my life challenging? Yes, of course it is. We live in very challenging economic times. We live in challenging political times. Personally, there are tons of challenges that I deal with, just as I'm sure that you deal with. I have a business that is thriving, and I'm very excited about that. And every step that I planned, did it go exactly the way that I expected it to? Of course not. There were many bumps in this road and many little pitfalls. And we accepted all of them, we faced all of them, and we overcame all of them. I am I'm divorced, recently divorced after a 29-year marriage. I have 3 teenage boys. If you think my life is not challenging, it's very challenging. But as the challenges that I have, and I'm sure challenges that you have, some of them may be similar, some of them may be very different. I have health challenges, I have all types of challenges. But what we don't allow ourselves to do is allow the challenges to take over our lives. How do we do that? A couple of ways, and a couple of ways that I do it is I set an intention always to notice when negative thoughts creep into my mind. Once I recognize that there's a negative thought, I address it, I look at it, and then what I try to do personally is I try to say to myself, okay, this has happened. What challenges, what options does this now afford me? Once I'm able to see that I have other options and other ways that I'm able to go, all of a sudden, the problem isn't such a problem anymore. It turns, and what we do is we reframe it from being a problem or being a challenge to being an opportunity to grow, an opportunity to change, an opportunity for us to learn more wisdom and go further on our path. You know, this all comes down to the fact that in this world, in this universe, everything is energy. The tables that we sit next to, the chair that I sit in, the clothes that I have, the trees that are outside, the plants that are outside, everything is made up of energy. From the smallest molecule, the smallest atom, they have found out is condensed energy waves. So, if everything is energy and our body is energy, also our thoughts are energy. And the thoughts that we have that are comprised of energy are the thoughts that we put out there. So if we focus on the problem or on the challenge or on a thought that is bringing us down, that's what we're sending out to the universe. And that's what's going to attract the same back to us. And we're going to focus on the challenge or on the problem or on the issue. And what that does is it brings down our vibrational frequency to a much lower vibrational frequency. So now when that vibrational frequency is going out and it's going to attract similar vibrational frequency, it's attracting back vibrational frequencies and thoughts that are going to keep you in a rut. So, if we set an intention to recognize that negative thoughts came into our mind and we accept them, we address them, and we replace them with options and with good thoughts. What this is now doing is it's now raising our vibrational frequency. And as we keep the good thoughts in our mind and start to put emotion behind it and feeling behind it, this is all raising the frequency of the energy vibration that you're putting out there. So as this happens, you're now sending out a higher vibrational frequency. You're going to attract a higher vibrational frequency back. And now you'll be able to focus your thoughts, your attentions, your feelings, your emotions on positive. Yes, it all starts with a smile. Keep smiling. Once you start to smile, and you'll notice, and I notice this all the time, I smile on the streets while I'm walking. I smile to strangers, and you can see people's faces light up from a simple smile. And as you do that, and as you smile, that ripple effect goes out and is paid forward and is paid forward. So yes, we wake up, we have challenges. As I said, there's no such thing as a life without challenges and without issues. We all have them. But if we recognize them and we accept them for what they are and see them as an opportunity for change, an opportunity for growth, we now raise our being and are now filled with more positive emotion and positive feelings. So one of the first things that we want to do is we want to make sure that we're thinking and keeping positive thoughts in our mind, that we set an intention to take notice and address when a negative thought comes in, We look at it, we see what our options are, and we see the possibility to grow, and we keep ourselves happy. We keep ourselves with a smile on our face. No matter what happens in life, if you face it with a smile and with courage, you're going to be able to overcome this. Another philosophy that I learned from my parents, and I was very lucky. Uh, a very good childhood, and I learned a lot from my father. One of the things that my father taught me is no matter what's going on in a situation, anywhere that you are, if you remain the calmest person in the room, you'll always find your way out. What that means is don't just react to situations. We need to think about them, stay calm, and actually think about our next move or think about the next thing that we're going to say rather than just reacting and letting whatever comes out of our mouth just come out of our mouth. Even when we do and we stay calm and we try to work our way through different issues and different problems, there comes times, sometimes when you come in and one challenge and one issue after another piles up. And all of a sudden you're facing multiple challenges. Now, what do? I can share with you what I do, and I can share with you what I try to guide other people to do. Because we do want to remain calm, we want to remain happy inside, we want to keep our thoughts positive. But now you came home and the boys are fighting. There was a bill that you weren't expecting because something happened at the house. There's an issue going on at work. Whatever it is, these things start to attract each other because now you're in a negative state of mind and you're getting more negative information and more negative energy into you. So what I like to do at that point is I like to recognize when that is happening. And I have an exercise for myself. And usually what I will do, I'm blessed. I live here in Sarasota, Florida, in Paradise. I live very close to a beautiful place called Siesta Key Beach. I like to go down to Siesta Key Beach by myself. And that's where I find time to center myself and still myself and be able to deal with whatever issues are out there. And I have an exercise that I use. And what I do is I go down to the water's edge and I sit down and I look out at the ocean, I look out at the horizon, and I place myself into a state of relaxation. And I start by doing some deep breathing exercises. And one of the things that I've learned when learning with a Tibetan monk who was here in Sarasota about a year ago. And one of the things that he taught in his lectures was teaching us that we don't breathe right here in the United States and in this part of the hemisphere. That our breath is so important. It's the life force of everything. And what he called it was wind energy, and I like that. But what we need to do is we really need to breathe deeply because what we're doing is we're oxygenizing our blood. And we're calming ourselves and we're centering ourselves. So you breathe in through your nose as deep as you can and get that breath all the way into your body and feel that air all the way into your abdomen, down your legs, and you hold it for a minute. And this breathing in comes in through our nose. We hold it for about 5 seconds, and then we release it slowly through our mouth. And we blow it out. And as I blow out that breath of air, I say to myself, all of the stress and all of the concerns and all of the tension in my body is going out of my body with this breath. And then I'll get even more specific. And as I'm breathing out, I say the tension from my head and from my neck and from my shoulders and from my arms is going out in this breath, and I breathe that breath out. And while I'm doing this, I try to keep a picture in my mind of my happy place. Now, I'm very lucky because I'm already at my happy place at Siesta Key Beach. But I love it there, and I keep the pictures in my mind. And I'm smelling the smells, and I'm hearing the sounds, and I'm tasting the water, and I'm actually in the picture. I don't look at the picture, I put myself in the picture. And then I take another deep breath in. I hold it for 5 minutes, and this time as I'm letting it out, I say all the tension from my chest, all of the tension from my abdomen, all the tension from my back is being released with this breath of air. And I let all that breath out, and I blow out all of it. And then I take one more deep breath in, and I hold it for 5 seconds, still picturing my happy place in my mind. And I blow it out, and this time as I blow it out, I say all of the tension from my body, from all of the situations, from everything is leaving my body as I breathe out this air. And now I'm starting to still my mind and to calm myself and to center myself. And this is such an important concept. You know, I have been following a path of spirituality for a long time. And I'm still learning, just like everybody else. It's a journey, it's not a destination. And on my journey, one of the more challenging things that I've found is that I have an issue with stilling my mind, truly, truly stilling your mind, quieting everything that's going on in our head so that we're not thinking about anything. This takes a lot of practice, and this is something, I'll be honest with you, that I've been trying to master for a long time, and I'm not there. I keep getting closer and closer, and I'm very lucky to have people and guides that I can turn to that can work with me. But what I want to do is I want to still my mind. I want to still my soul. I want to live in the moment. I don't want to be worrying about things that might or might not happen in the future. I don't want to be worrying about things that happened in the past that's gone. I want to be living in the moment. I want to take notice of that moment. And I want to still my mind. I want to quiet my mind. I find when I do that, I now allow messages, signs to come to me from the universe, from my angels, from God. But we need to be able to do that and get ourselves in a happy place. Again, I started this show by telling you, how do we go about to manifest the life that we desire? Well, the life that we desire is a life full of love and happiness and peace and joy. We need, once again, to recognize that all of that comes from within. There isn't anything outside of us that can bring us that. If we're not happy with ourselves, if we don't love ourselves, we're not going to be able to love anybody else. And if we're not happy with ourselves and inside, there's nothing outside that is going to bring us happiness. So, try to work on ourselves, as I do. I work on myself all the time. And as I said, people come to me and say, Larry, is your life perfect and do you not have any problems? That isn't it at all, because we all have problems. The way that I deal with them and the way that we look at them is what gets us through. And it's the difference between simply surviving and sleepwalking through life, or thriving and living each moment to the fullest. Because really and truthfully, life is beautiful. Life is filled with kindness and with love and with happiness. We need to be happy with ourselves first. We need to recognize that in ourselves. We need to connect with the divine in ourselves. And when we do that, you'll find that everything outside of you is much more beautiful and full of love and full of happiness. And I hope that you're able to take some of this and use it in your life. And until next time, keep smiling.